All right, guys, welcome back to Trash Trades. It's the trashy show where we review our bad trades and we learn from them. Back in this intro, we got a little special thing for you guys today. We're back in that infamous bed me and BJ are in. Actually, you know what? We're in the bathtub. It's one of our most original episodes. Me and VJ were in the bathtub. We got in it today for the special 42nd episode. VJ has his little toes above the bubbles. I see them. I'm pulling at them. Index fingers and thumbs. We're touching each toe individually. VJ's enjoying it. VJ, do you like the toes? Do you like the toe massage?
I never knew I was into toe stuff, but this is I can see why people. This is it's like an acquired taste. I can see why people are into it. So yeah, I'm into it.
Absolutely. And I think it's fantastic. The foam is great. It's clearing up a little bit. I'm seeing all of the VJ parts over here with no foam. And I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. And this bathtub is super cozy, nice and warm. We got the sea salts. We got the bubbles. We got the everything. And we got VJ's toes. So yeah, we got a good ass motherfucking trade for you guys today.
It's not good. Man.
I think we could go for it.
Oh well. Roll the intro then.
Roll the intro.
Order filled.
Oof! I almost took the intro from him, but I allowed.
Now, VJ, you try your best to explain this trade while in the bathtub, because I know it's a tricky situation, but you can go for it.
It's okay. It's no problem for me. I've been around the earth for quite a while, so I could do things while I'm wet. Pause.
Whoa. Okay.
The whole premise is pause, but fuck it. We in here. All right, guys. This is a chart. This is a candlestick. Okay, sorry. I know this ain't that type of show. We're gonna get right into the bullshit. Okay. So this is the price action that we're actually trading right here. Oh, Lucas, sorry if that fucked it up, but I think we'll be okay.
No, you're good.
But here's within the range that we're trading within. Previous week high, previous week low. So what does that mean about the price action this week? Inside bar. No major liquidity has been taken. And it's more really about bias because essentially there are PD arrays that are being formed and also disrespected, and then sometimes new ones will be sort of respected, whatever, blah, blah, blah. In a way, and there's a lot of SMTs and just random stuff going on. I had a bearish bias for the day. As you can see, this is a long position. We'll get there.
Whoa. VJ, what is that popping up from the foam? That's not your toes, you motherfucker.
Whoa.
Okay, I should have.
That's just, whenever I look at these charts, we get crazy.
Whoa, in the bathtub. Damn, I'm tickling. Let's go.
So here we are. We have moved up over the week. I think this is Monday. Today was Thursday. This trade was today. Wednesday, we came up, and I was already thinking, it's possible in this 1 hour. There's a 4-hour fair value gap here, but in this 1 hour fair value gap, and also potentially, depending on how you want to view it, this 1 hour breaker. I'll look at the wick, like the actual low as well, not just the body. So you can see halfway in this wick, we sort of have this little unicorn situation, which is a breaker block, which is an order block that causes a sweep. You can see here and also here. So it's a pretty powerful thing, this order block here. As you can see, we didn't actually hit these, but on different time frames, these will show the lows and order blocks that causes push, and we definitely interacted over here. So I'm having a short bias. As you can see also, we had this sweep, and yesterday we went down here to the 2 standard deviation and retrace. So this often happens. The 2 and the -2 standard deviations are retracement areas or reversal areas. As you can see, we made a push up. But so is the 4, and often if you believe in the trade on a higher time frame premise, it will reach for those, especially if you have nice PD arrays. The lineup, in this case, I was looking at the top of this daily fair value gap.
Yeah.
Right here. And this volume imbalance that's on the weekly. I'm also looking at these particular things. If we take them previous day low and this interesting daily order block is also here. You can sort of see it there, but if I go a little bit too far, it's going to sort of mess up stuff. So this was my premise, but of course, being a psycho for some reason and not really playing with my draw, I got a little bit crazy like I did when I had the too many evals, right?
Oof.
So here we are, midnight opening price, 8:30 opening price. We had news today. Went up, I think it was PPI, and then we came down, right? In a way, this is getting close to like a OTE setup. We're definitely in discount here. We have broken structure here on the hourly. So there is an bearish 4 hour and all these things here, which are in a larger OTE as well. So you can sort of see why I should be bearish. So then the question is, what the fuck is this?
Oof.
What is this long position, right?
Okay.
Well,
we'll see it.
We get a little cute sometimes. And so I just watched the news. I was in no rush. There's also an SMT with ES, even worse, where ES took these out and went down. Even more bearishness, right? But for some reason, I just wanted to get cute and too much. 4 hour fair value gap, right? Sort of rejecting the CE of it. The bodies are certainly not displaced and over on a higher time frame. They don't close over. And we actually, if your bias on the higher time frame was already lower, I was leaning lower, and you are looking for a confirmation off of a 4 hour time frame, you want to look at the 15-minute. Look for break of structures, order blocks, PD arrays being disrespected, new PD arrays being respected. Break a structure. We finally hold here. This old one, another one. 15-minute fair value gap, disrespected. More 15-minute fair value gaps, disrespected. New 15-minute fair value gap, respected, made. Interesting. And I even sort of knew this, but I was just trying to get cute. So
why do you think it was the long buys? Why do you think you had the long buys for this trade?
I didn't. I sort of had a short bias, but I was just like, I can't really explain it other than I was trying to get cute. As if like I wanted, because of this high not being taken or us not being above MOP and 830. Like these were just like little tricks I was telling myself that, okay, like we're going to probably re-sweep because look at this reaction on this 15-minute.
Gotcha.
Fair value gap. And we're actually sort of stuck between this new 15-minute fair value gap and this one. When it's like that and it's not clear, what are we supposed to really do? Nothing. It's not clear to us, and why even get into it? And also, we swept London low and Asia low. On ES, we swept London. So it actually looked poised to make a move. Temporarily. I knew it was temporary. I was planning on being cute, longing it before I found a short. Okay?
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm like, we'll wait till 9:30. I've been fucked a few times because of that. Even better, another sweep. Sweeps this guy, these guys out again. Even more likely for a reversal. We'll just take this to the 1 minute. Because off of a 15-minute PD array, I'll go ahead and re-scope for a 1 minute. But see, my bias on the bigger time frame isn't bullish. So this is a key mistake.
Gotcha.
I am doing the market maker model time frame alignment and really looking up to it. Shout out to, MMXM Trader, of course. I don't know if we ever have, but all of this stuff into ICT, thank you so much for providing us this stuff to give us somewhat of an edge that we're looking to execute for money pretty soon.
Absolutely.
And so all of this is resweep, whatever. For us being under 830, 930, I'm thinking, okay, we just might push up and go for these. Remember, this is news. We might just sweep sort of all this stuff. I have just some lullaby without really looking at my head, right? Because, like I said, on the 15-minute, we did break structure, right? And even though we're having a reaction on a bullish PD array, like I said, like it's really about the draw so that you can actually hold and not have to execute like a psycho,
Yeah.
And so we'll go back to here and allow this price action to play out. And I'm just like waiting like a good trader should. Okay, sweet. Move up off the 15-minute. this is probably where I started getting the idea. I should long before I short. Like I
Gotcha.
was looking to short the entire way till somewhere around here. OTE looking.
Okay.
Oh, another sweep. Didn't really show it to me. Didn't really like that displacement. Also, this fair value gap here. We're cool. Swept again. Still in the 15-minute. Reswept. There's displacement.
Gotcha. Okay.
In my head. It is displacement. But it's opposing the draw, and like, what am I really looking for? If this is against the draw, you shouldn't always expect these to get taken.
Mm-hmm.
Because it might just be retracing market maker model, retrace into this, ERL, IRL, right?
Yeah.
Take out these lows, come back into here, redump. Interesting how I know that, but I forget. Entry. This inversion fair value gap is a break of structure. So you don't need to just like close above this, but this closing, displacing well above this thing, me known to this, I know that it's likely to get to here.
Okay.
Where I had already estimated 2.8, 2.1, whatever. I'll just put my stop, not all the way at the bottom, but here it's worth getting in and out, right? And maybe we'll leave a runner for here.
So you're looking for a retest into that 15-minute for moving up.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Essentially, and then holding for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get above MOP and 830, reshort.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, and then 930 somewhere around here, we get above all of it, reshort. That's my idea, right? What a scientist! What a guy to know exactly what the market's going to deliver him.
Yeah.
And boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Trim. Got a runner in there. I traded this with some of the top step accounts that came out. I was out. I think I got like $700 plus, maybe $800. I was out. That's all I needed. Let's start looking for the short, right? So actually, green trade. It's a different type of trash trade, though. Remember, I've done all this work to sort of realize we likely had a bearish bias, and certainly after this, I don't want to go up too far, guys. We have broken and maintained structure underneath this. We still have not whatever, and this is a 15-minute fair value gap, which we come and reswept. This actually, in itself, could be an entry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop here. Let's go ahead and put that. So let me go ahead and show you guys also what I was thinking. So you could have done this 22-point stop, and then let's go ahead and this is gonna skip forward, isn't it? So hopefully we don't get fucked. Okay. There is a standard deviation. Remember that I was saying a 4 that's down here. So believe it or not, my ideal target would be down here. And that is like, I don't even know. 200 points. I'd probably be looking for this volume imbalance. Definitely trim at this previous day low. And let's go ahead and the RR in this trade would be 8. I'd be risking about 20 points. It would be a very solid trade. And the reason why it's trash is because in order to get money, I went ahead and decided to, instead of trading properly and waiting for my setup to go,
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and said, I'll do something in the middle and not be patient enough for it. And then I'll have time to get an entry because I know exactly what the market makers do. And then I'm like sort of waiting for maybe an inverse is something, and I haven't gotten in or anything yet. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just wait for this because maybe like resweep here. Oh, you know what? I think that it might long to here.
Gotcha.
It sort of looks like it might. So I'm like, it's not ready yet. Might long here. Okay. Yep. This gone.
Wow.
And that happened this is the 1 minute chart, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. 156 points. 7-hour trade. It ends up going all the way to here at some point, maybe even soon. There it is. 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 17 minutes. Very solid, very efficient price action. I'm over here getting $800 on this, missing this, and then should have realized trying to do too much in here. I think I've tried to play shorts too early, longs too early, just pretending. Just pretending I was doing something because I knew I fumbled the bag here, even though my accounts are bright green except one where I was fucking around doing this weird shit. So I reacted also emotionally to this.
Gotcha.
Took some dumbass trades. I was going to show these, but I felt this was a good story.
Yeah.
Ta-da, guys.
I think it's interesting. So, how do you think that first trade had an impact on your decision making on the potential second?
Because I knew that I already had all of the signs to get into the short, but instead I longed out of greed. And also longed out of a short bias, which is like, this is actually a perfectly okay trade. Like, it went sort of where I got to, and then runners and the R was great, right? But this was not the trade that I set out to take in the morning. Everything else that I'd shown, right? This bias, all this stuff. I drew this last night. I drew these in the morning. I noted this. I was like, still an OTE here. We can go ahead and just wait for a 15-minute to break. It does here. Even after that, like, it takes that move up, and it's like you could have any, it retaps there, and we'd really broken into this place and past these lows, these lows, these lows. It's not just sweeps because the candle bodies keep closing.
Gotcha.
Under the lows. So like 9 o'clock, like I should have known by 9 o'clock, I would just want shorts here. And instead I played longs to the area to short, and that almost always makes you invariably, as you can see, the target eventually gets hit.
Okay.
Makes you fuck up. And I ended up converting some of the damage later on and like making some of it back. But like, this is a terrible representation of what you should do. Trading against your bias because you think you know the timing, you think you know this, you think you know that, you think you know this PD array is going to send us to the moon, and then this PD array is going to send us back to Earth. Who the fuck do you think you are? This is about seeing what the market gives you and to go. My setup is here. I refuse to take it. I played into it. I watched this happen. I did damage because I realized what I did. I'm a cunt, but it's a great lesson, I think.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I think that is just a little, it has to be reflected on your overall mentality for the day. I think that if you go on to those smaller time frames and you see kind of that, the essence of that smaller 1 minute long, I think you would kind of understand that you weren't really in that patient mentality that we've seen in the previous episodes. I think especially when we saw that pre-trade analysis, we saw that VJ was short biased. We saw that he was expecting a move down. It's all about your ignorance and your stubbornness, because I know a lot of traders that absolutely want to call every single top and every single bottom, and when they want to do that, they start entering tons of positions, and they are getting burned because of that.
That is absolutely true.
This is a rare chance. VJ is a very experienced trader, so yes, he can not very experienced. Excuse me. Yeah. He's a very good trader. I'm sorry, but but I think that the evidence shows that if you're really trying to trade against your bias, if you're trying to actually call the tops and bottoms, trying to call the sweeps, etc., you're gonna lose grasp of that overall long-term bias. Your actual trading plan for the daily candle, for the absolute, like the higher time frame buys, you start to lose that when you start going on the smaller time frames, just calling the tops, calling the bottoms. And unfortunately, this is a very disappointing example where VJ was trying to get to the overall big trade, a fantastic 8 risk to reward, like a fantastic trade, a great potential entry, but his lower time frame stubbornness really intervened with that decision making process when he ended up not actually taking that trade, because he was just trying to call the tops and call the bottoms on the 1 minute, trying to do the calling every sweep, calling everything, and it got to the point where it just absolutely he just got into a mentality of just like
that's exactly what it is. Sorry, look at did you have more to add there?
Yeah, it's just that mentality of trying to call all the tops and bottoms. It's just gonna lead to you forgetting the overall higher time frame, and it's just gonna lead to forgetting like higher time frame analysis at the beginning of the day.
That is so damn true, and I can even know like what I did, because like when I tend to lose is when I tend to do this. Like Luca called me like a very good trader or whatever, and I appreciate that, Luca. And I think I know what you meant. Like what I would say is like I'm a capable trader. Like I'm capable of taking great plays and seeing them out. But sometimes I just do fucked up shit to just sort of screw myself and fuck up my gains for the week, and that's okay. Like I actually made gains and I didn't lose money on this, but I lost money as a emotional reaction because I realized like I essentially let myself down on like a very chill trade that I already had pre-planned. And honestly, most of my trades are like that, where okay, it's doing this, okay, I want to see this, okay, I'm waiting for just this, and then that's it. And then from here I could have looked for like a 1 minute any type of market maker or any type of entry, and then as soon as it inverts this, okay, boom, here, stop here. So you can even refine this more. But like the fact that I know I'm reacting against the 4, I want to check some other time frames, but I'm not going back to what's the 15 doing, because at this point it becomes pretty clear that I should just be entering somewhere in here in this area until there's some other like thing that goes away. And like once it starts wicking, go into the 1, get that alignment. And like what I was doing as I've been shaking off like these losses, started building momentum again, is just doing that. Okay, 4-hour PD array, bearish bias. I'm gonna look for 15-minute structural confirmation. Okay, 1 minute entry, or maybe if the R is okay, I can enter flat on the 15. But even to be safer, the 1 minute will be fine. Any 1 minute entry on this after you've sort of had this thing, yeah, sometimes it's going to fail. But one reason why you wait for the time frame alignment is to allow the PD array and the interaction that's going on between it to really play through. If you try to go here to the 5 minute, it starts to look like more things are happening. You need to enter here or whatever, and it hasn't really broken on the 15 minute. And sometimes this will work, and sometimes it won't. And here's like a 5 minute break of structure, so maybe make you think that you gotta enter here, or even like here when it starts breaking here, and then maybe it gets. There's just like it's much better to allow this thing the amount of time and then to keep sort of checking it. And like, yeah, I had a 1 minute like model to long, and like I was actually sort of correct on where it was going, but that was simply for this type of move, and I still got lost simply because I was green. I was changing from one account to the next, so it's hard for me to go from one trade to another without putting the same account at risk. That wasn't calculated. I was just essentially starting to scope down into a time frame just to see what was going on, and forgetting that like, yo, you need to just be looking to see what's going on here. Yeah. It should have been like, yo, is this a retrace automatically? Rather than, I think I could just play this because I see an inversion fair value gap in the sweep. Which, by the way, played perfectly if that's your model. However, my model and the way that I see it, a lot of cases, if I get that type of setup in the morning, is much better, as you can see. And that's pretty much, end of story. Like this is a type of greed. It's a type of lack of focus, almost like not respecting the green that I made because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it's starting to become a little bit more clear again than just doing this bullshit. Where you're just like, oh, dude, you did the thing. Where you
Yeah, but
just
I
knew
think
and went opposite.
I think that's sort of what the market is built for. That the
Mm-hmm.
market is literally trying to make you trade as much as possible and to trade
Mm-hmm.
like as recklessly as possible. That's
Absolutely.
literally all the algorithms are designed for. They want those, revenge trader type of traders. They want the calling the tops and bottoms type of traders. All of
Mm-hmm.
that mentality, all everything to do with the psychological aspect of human beings. We just
Mm-hmm.
want to be right. And the algorithms for the market is perfect in terms of actually, taking advantage of those people because, unfortunately we've all been through that mentality of just calling the tops and the highs and lows, Jesus Christ, calling the highs and lows and just trying to make as much fast money as possible, clicking the button as
Mm-hmm.
much as possible. This is really what the markets are designed for. And unfortunately, like we mentioned in other episodes, the real necessity of a good high probability trade is just to wait and to absolutely not let those algorithms take advantage of you. And that mentality, you just have to wait for that higher time frame bias. You have to wait for that quality trade that you can execute on, and that's it. No highs and lows, no revenge trading, no clicking the button 100 times. That is exactly how to lose your money. We've unfortunately we saw a lot of friends. We've mentioned that in other episodes previously that the market makers, the algorithms, absolutely take advantage of them because they have no initiative to stop revenge trading, stop clicking the button a hundred times. Unfortunately, it's a hard thing to do. That's what it's what the algorithms are designed for. Unfortunately, yes, I think maybe it got the better of VJ, because he should have been looking at the higher time frame bias and really executing on that really high quality home run trade instead of this, smaller time frame. I know what's up. I'm a
Yeah.
genius. I'm better than all you guys. I can call out the
Uh,
tops and bottoms.
I
Unfortunately,
hate that
yeah,
even like and then like my reaction knowing that I did that sort of just like wow, like you had it all set up and then you didn't respect your setup because you were essentially sort of blinded by a form of overconfidence without even understanding until like it happened and I was like, oh shit, like what do you mean? You already know. You know what I'm saying? You already know. There's no way to know for sure. It was like pretty interesting, and I was like, okay, that's what the market is. You have to pay attention and then do the thing, and it will give you the thing if you patiently wait. But then when it shows, like you got to act decisively, and then just let it do its thing.
absolutely,
And in this case, I actually did successfully in a way, but I absolutely did the exact opposite with the idea that I had from before that was much better thought out. And that's
absolutely.
just like that's one reason why I wanted to bring it because when I was looking at my losers today, I was like, God, today sucked. Those losers were like nonsense, and then I'm like, it has to be this trade because that nonsense, you could just tell that I'm just like it was on a side account with a company that I think like might close or whatever, but so it didn't really do like any real damage, but it was just like more like obvious irritation and just wanting. Honestly, it felt now that I look at it, I wanted the dopamine.
Yeah,
Without it. Now that I look back at it, because like when I was just like, I was just finding like you're just being an idiot. Just stop. I stopped. When it worked out, chilled. Knew that I was chilled. Made 100-point trade.
hmm,
And like erase most of those losses. And then and that should be even more proof to if you have a data proven model to how dumb you are to not just stay controlled and do that. And even if I miss and like what I'm over here about like a miss trade that I already had planned. Okay, man. The what I should have realized is don't be stupid. Not let's keep trading and try to feel something. That's just not what it
and
is.
I
On to the
think
next one.
what you said was actually very interesting, because I think it's one of the most important things you said was you actually got up and you did something. You had some time off, some time away from the charts. That's something that
Yeah.
I'm realizing is more and more and more important. I don't want to be trading like a degen, depressed, like focused, laser eyes,
Yeah.
straight to the goal type of trader. I want to really relax. And sometimes, unfortunately,
Yeah.
when you're dealing with day trading, which everybody is, if you're listening to this video, if you're watching, yes, you're taking day trades, you're taking those smaller time frame trades. It is so easy to not be patient, to not actually be calm and collected, to not wait for the model. You just want to go to those micro time frames and gamble away with those highs and lows.
Yep.
And unfortunately, like what VJ said, taking some time off, going away from the charts. Maybe you'll trade afterwards. You can trade again in that day, but taking that time off and walking away from the charts is an absolute necessity to resetting your actual mental state for your decision-making process in your future trades. So I think that what VJ says was excellent, because that's something I'm also trying to realize recently, is that time away from the charts is really how you take those high quality trades when the time actually comes that you're at the charts.
Yeah, just to add to that, that's such a good point. Like that is 100% true in like the most awkward way. Like my trading immediately got better when I was like, okay, I gotta focus on doing a couple things that will allow me to trade forever. Like trading is my love and my passion. I could do it all day, every day, and so I'm trying to. But the thing is, um, I can see what I have to do, and all I have to do is just to build and keep good habits. And so today was like my first day in probably like a few weeks or so of like even engaging in that multiple times. Like, yeah, there'd be a trade here or there, and then like I would just close it and just be like, okay, good, deal with it. But like that was one where I went back and forth and sort of knew that I was doing it, and just like, there were in the middle of it, there were trades that would have been green, but then I just didn't elect to take a trim because I was red and trying to get it back. Like just stuff that's not normally happening, but the thing is destructive if you just like you practice it. And that means that if you just that's why, I knew, okay, I've been like we have all been on tilted before, and I'm usually calm enough to understand, you need to relax and do this. You're trying to play every single move. There's a certain moves you want to be in. Most of my moves played pretty good. Like that, I don't think that was my first 100. No, it wasn't my first 100-point trade. The one later on of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's like Thursday. It's like we do this like, but then like when you get in that emotional state, you just like sort of forget who you are. The whole reason to back test. I came back. I continued to back test. The back tests were good. And like the only reason I took that trade was because it did something that was in a certain point, and it was a style of the model that I trade, but I'm used to trading that, and it was so low risk that I was like, we can go ahead and do it. So essentially, it did fulfill all the parameters except like every single little particular time frame alignment. But there's some times where it's like a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and take this thing. It's super low risk, and like it'll be the last thing I touch. And it worked out, and it played quite well. And when most people are like, oh, you're gonna long here, it's like that's usually when you're probably gonna have a decent trade too. So in a way, and in a nutshell, like yeah, what you just said there, it's just like
Yeah, it's
taking the time away is important because
exactly.
it allows you to understand that the good habits will make you profitable. Everyone thinks that they get profitable by making profits. Obviously, by the definition of that is true. But how do you make profits? You make profits in any business, but especially trading, by doing a repeatable activity that over the long term brings more green than it costs you, than it takes from you.
Yeah.
And when you start adding Hail Marys or maybes or just trades that are not consistent with your model because you're seeing money go up and down and you want to do something about it, that's not what anyone who is calmly operating a business that is repeatable or an edge that is repeatable would do in their sane mind, because they know, oh, I took my loss, I'm done, I'll be back. This shit's repeatable. Like,
Yep.
on my main accounts, I kept the rules. I just don't like the fact that I did not practice the rule. If I take one loss, I'm done. If I want to take another trade, it's on another account. If I take one win, I'm done. Why? Because if I'm in the correct trade and establish the parameters of my trade, it will hit my profit goals. And it's not because I'm changing my profit goals for my P&L. It's just the style of trading and the moves I'm looking to get, they tend to be large enough that even with my beginner or starting position size, that money's enough.
Yep.
For what I have to do for right now. And so one trade, one shot, one kill per account keeps me alive. And that doesn't mean I need to trade every account. I would like to take 1 or 2 trades in a day. It will be on 2 different accounts just so that I don't fuck up the green or the red there. And that's only that because like a lot of people like, you need to take all your trades on one account so you can push it. I don't need to do anything that you do. I can absolutely just trade appropriately for me, because like Lucas said, I became much I sort of went back to my old self when I realized, like, yo, we're here for the long run, and if you got to do some other things that make it easier for you to trade for years, but it takes you away from the charts now, go ahead and do it. And then all of a sudden you're just calm because you know this is just something that I have to do for the long term, and trading's going to be here and I will be here to engage it, but let's go do XYZ, whether you're skipping homework, whether you're skipping a side job or your business. You got to understand that if trading is for you, you need to set up your life to be able to achieve that goal over a long period of time. Meaning, one of the first things that people should probably do when they start trading is make sure you have your income sort of handled, and do everything you can so that you can spend time trading, but it doesn't cost you.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you completely.
And, I think that's a good sort of way to end off the episode. It's just like, that real reminder of just take some time off. You really need to relax while trading. Unfortunately, it's a very common behavior that we all go through. And yeah,
if you feel anything, like, we all get excited when we win or lose, but if you feel like you're watching like an exciting movie or a scary show, or there's some sort of like tightness or like anticipation or something that you're doing too much, you probably should either close your trade or not take a trade.
Absolutely.
Because it's just like, it's an indication that like you're gonna do something weird. Maybe it's like too much. Like, you just wanted to fulfill parameters, follow your rules, and then let it handle itself.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think it's your outro. Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Third time in a row. We're gonna go for 4 times next episode.
Yeah. I'm sort of wondering, does the outro make sense? Like, because well, we do go back. Who gives a shit? Yeah. No, you're right. It's my outro. All right, you fuckers. My bad. I don't know why I was doing that. I just forgot to wind it up. But here's a loser. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was. We used to avoid educational. We're still sort of avoiding it, but I hope this one was sort of educational. How another example of a green trade being sort of a trash trade, going against your bias, doing some fucking bullshit, fucking whatever. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Get back in the tub. I mean, we never left the tub, but I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this laptop the fuck out of here, and we're gonna get back to it. So, toodles, guys. Have a good one. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Listening.
Subscribe.
Please,
comment,
like and subscribe.
Yeah,
a lot of random shit going on in the world, but we're gonna be here and hopefully getting the
stick around.
Bag.
Yeah, of course.
Let's do it.
We'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
All right, later, guys. Take care. Love you.